The fight back against the globalist idea of 15-minute cities continue as the local residents in Southend in Essex have decided to block the oppressive policy. Yeah, I did tell you, this channel is not just about doom and gloom. We actually also bring you guys some tiny victories and some happy news as well. We've been talking a lot about some of these weird centralized authoritarian policies, including city cons, ultra low emission zones, ULEZ, and 15-minute cities. We also talked about how they've come up with a new thing, 5-minute cities. To put people in boxes so that you don't really leave your district, your neighborhood, to save the trees and the planet, right? But on the one hand, this whole policy that's been going around the world is accelerating. If you've noticed over the last few weeks and months, we are hearing more and more from local authorities and governments that they are doing trials and pilots. This idea has been going on for a long time, but in terms of implementation, it's literally popping up everywhere. And there's some opposition. We've been talking about Oxfordshire, for example, and Canterbury, but now we have some good news because Southend in Essex have decided to say enough is enough. They have now ruled out signing up to the 15-minute cities scheme in order to protect and preserve their own local community. And all I can say is absolutely well done. For once, local democracy works. For once, local representatives are listening to the residents because there are enough people in various other councils and boroughs and counties that are also against it. Some still don't know about it. So we have to raise awareness on this channel and many other new media outlets to raise awareness, as I said. But those who know need to get involved with local authorities, with local campaigns, with grassroots campaigns and movements. There are various protests on a regular basis. Tomorrow, Saturday the 11th, I believe, there's one in Bromley and there's one in Trafalgar Square in central London. That's mostly on ULEZ stuff, but it matters. Whether it's ULEZ or 15-minute cities and all the other stuff, we have to fight back. Now, Carol Mulroney, who's the councillor responsible for environment, has said that we haven't signed up to any scheme. We haven't considered it as a council, although I favour having facilities near people, like doctors and chemists. This interzonal travel charging, I am totally against. Good. I'm totally against charging zones and restrictions on movements. Our local plan is broken down into neighborhoods. It makes sense to have facilities within them so that people don't have to travel great distances. But that is different to restricting people's travel and charging through different zones. That's the idea. So they sell it as, and she's absolutely spot on, by the way, they sell it as 15 minutes or 5-minute cities, as I said, to make sure that within your 15-minute radius or whatever, you actually have everything you need. Your supermarkets and your doctors and your schools and everything else, right? Just sell it as that. But the idea, their main purpose is to restrict your movement. So you don't really leave your district. If you actually genuinely focus on the first part, it's a brilliant idea, not the policy itself. It's a brilliant idea in general to make sure that you have basic infrastructure in all neighborhoods to make sure there is a GP surgery, there is this, there is that. But don't implement that in order to impose your restrictions. Just do it anyway. You need to sort out infrastructure anyway, but do not create a bubble and put people in boxes. This is absolutely dangerous. You're creating a dystopian future, and we know exactly where that leads. It's not good. It's not a good future. But we're going to be keeping an eye on these issues. We're going to come back again in half an hour. We have news updates for you guys every half an hour. Today we're going to talk about Sheffield Council on the issue of 15-minute cities because they seem to have surrendered to the idea. We're going to give you the latest on the digital currencies as well as the Brexit, what's going on with that, and everything else. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.